Hello YouTube, it is episode 81, it is the return of METZ, and yes, it is good to be back. I feel like I am going to just put this before the episode starts. I want to say thank you to the support of the stream that's come back in and, has got around us getting back into METZ. B, and the main reason is Rodsy. When you watch this one back, mate, love the intro, I love the outro. We have a new intro, we have a new outro done by one of the members of the Journeyman Gaming community. As you can see, they're both here. I'm about to edit it as well before I go to work. Look, Rods, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new intro for FC METZ and the new outro for probably the whole entirety of FM until I decide I need a refresh, because it's a very good outro as well. So give him a shout out in the comments, say how clean it is, and yeah, I'm going to keep that short, sharp and sweet. Thank you, Rods. It's good to be back. Let's get into episode 81. METZ has returned.
Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Hello YouTube, it is Damien, it's the return. It is episode 81 of the return, and today is obviously a bit of a special day. METZ is back in action. Now, by the time you guys see this on YouTube, I think the latest episode uploaded was episode 72, and then we kind of stopped, or 71 or 72, and then it just kind of stopped dead. And no one maybe on YouTube knows why. It will be apparent once this episode comes out. Obviously, the previous episodes that have gone on, but obviously we had the Spurs situation where we dominated at home, we drew 1-1, and obviously we dominated away from home until Johnny Raz got sent off. We went out yet again, and obviously stemmed from the Champions League group stage draw where we had Schalke on 50 shots and didn't win either game over two legs of in the group stage, and obviously we needed a Trincano spectacular goal, which was our goal of the year. The review's not here for the last season. I've kind of just simmed through all that sort of stuff. I'll get to why in a second. But yeah, Trincano is obviously goal of the year, kept the save alive, even though we kind of just went off the boil. So I want to say, firstly, apologies. Secondly, I did try to start a new save as well, but I just could never get to grips with the A-League and MacArthur. Even though I'm Australian, it's just the rules in the A-League just don't make it enjoyable to play it on Football Manager. So, I would like to spy and sell players between the league and all that sort of stuff. And that kind of left me in a crossroad of, do I just continue with that? Do I not stream FM for the rest of the year? Or do I go back to METZ and try and win us a Champions League? And I do think that is what we're going to do. Is that I know that at the moment I've been playing a lot more poker lately. I've also been trying to get our first win on Fall Guys. I've played I'm up to level 22. I've made 9 finals, 10 finals, and I just can't seem to win. So that happens too. And with all that factoring in, especially poker, poker went boom for quite a bit. I'm now tapering off because there's a tournament coming up in the next month and a bit that I want to play in. So good time to start streaming some bit more Football Manager and everything like that, as well as I prepare for that. So with that in mind, I'm definitely going to try and get the content out. Now, what that means for me is that I need to do some editing, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to upload. I've got new internet now and everything, all the previous episodes. And then we'll get to this episode here once hopefully everyone catches up. If you don't worry about it. I'm going to try and recap as much as possible in this episode and then get into what's happening today. So, in recap, we obviously didn't get through the Champions League. Kind of annoyed me. It's been, for those that maybe are joining the series as of right now, we have been in the Champions League knockout rounds a lot in the save. And a lot of the times that we have gone out, it has been like the Spurs game. It's been like the Barcelona game a couple of years ago. Games that we dominate on paper, games where a goalkeeper makes 20 saves, or a game where, we miss big chance after big chance, or the Barcelona game where we're winning and the next minute, Barcelona score one, scrappy one from a set piece, and they score one really late in extra time. We have a goal disallowed for offside in the dying minutes, all that sort of stuff, right? So that all kind of just toppled on and made me quite annoyed, and that's why we're here. In the end, we finished the season undefeated, only the one draw, or else we would have went perfect. That was against Strasbourg, who seemed to always kill it for us. Remember last year, I think they killed our undefeated run. Yeah, they did. And then this season, I can still remember this stuff. There we go. And we've obviously had all the awards in that. Maniano got player of the signing of the year. Trincano's goal against Roma, which was spectacular. check out last episode when it does come available. If not, there's a clip on my channel, and obviously the links in the Discord. If you scroll up in my Discord part of the Journeyman Gaming, it's there too. It's a great goal, and it's just the commentary behind it was even better. And then so we've got a bit of explaining to do in terms of where the save is at the moment. I haven't played another season. We're actually in the Club World Cup, which has come around, and out of all the groups, it's been true to its form. We logged on the stream yesterday and did about an hour stream before I went out with a girlfriend. Look, we have groups that have this, and we have our group where we drew City, and we're a first seed. Yet we got each other. So, yet again, I don't know what Football Manager's done there. It's also the top gets through, the rest go out, and I would like to make a deep run here in the Club World Cup, and you're going to see both group stage games. You're going to see the New York City game right now, and then I'm going to go play tennis. Also, going to be playing a bit more tennis. Actually, going to play in a comp this year for the first time in a while. So I'm going to be trying to play a bit more tennis too. So it's really now just trying to find a balance of getting FM in, and I will. And that's the goal, is to win the Champions League with METZ and find a bit of a life balance to fit Football Manager in for FM21. And you will see the Man City game. Hopefully, I'll come in from tennis. I feel really good. We stream a bit later tonight, and we stream this. But we'll wait and we'll see how we go. And I think we'll be okay. But I think we have to go and talk about the squad. We need to talk about who's here, who's coming in, all that sort of stuff, and who's playing in what. Now, Murray at the moment is definitely still around. He won Goalkeeper of the Year. Look, Birmingham made me an offer of 21 million with 29 mil in total. Look, it's a lot better from the days that you would have seen on stream and of old of Benfica offering 17 million, 19 million, and that's it, right? Barcelona was sniffing around, and I actually went to go and open with that on my stream yesterday, and I simmed today whilst in the stream, and Barcelona's interest declined. So, would I sell Murray? Now, Murray won in Goalkeeper of the Year for another time. You know, he doesn't concede many. He's played most of his games here. He's barely conceded, a lot of clean sheets. He just doesn't get the average rating, but no goalkeeper does. On paper, he's actually really good. He's got great command of area. He's decent shot stopper. But when you compare him to Oglev, and this is going to be a bit of a talkity start, comparing to Oglev, I think, A, is arguably the better keeper because his shot stopping's out of this world. B, because he's younger, is going to just become even better. So it's now a question of what you do. Now, we've always struggled with Murray in the Champions League, right? And that's the goal now. It's like, this is the reboot of METZ. The goal is to win that Champions League. I don't know what I'd do with Murray. If a big enough bid, if something like 40 million plus came in, with the finances as it is, we've actually had the board pump money into the club to try and give us some sort of money, right, in the balance. If the big enough bid came in, I probably would sell and then look to do what else I can do elsewhere. Now, the reason that we've got money is on the outs is because we've already made one sale this season, and that's our third choice keeper, Caesar, got a nice little 20 million bid from Southampton, which I accepted. He was worth 5.5 until he's moved. I actually think this guy's really good, and ideally I would have liked to get $40 million bid for Murray, still have this guy that's come through our youth academy, and has just barely played. I think I debuted him last year just for the sake of him having a game for METZ. Right? Because it's nice to have someone through the academy. And he played well. All right? I think he's going to be really good there at Southampton. That's going to rise to 17 million, so pretty close to 20, and it will get there. And yeah, so with that in mind, Murray is probably sticking around for another year. Oglev's definitely is. It's just a matter of who's in better form, depends on how many games they play. We've been using Oglev as just the Champions League keeper because he's on a backup contract, and just Murray as the first choice keeper in the league. That might switch around. It depends. If Oglev starts growing out of this world, then, yeah. And like I said, there's going to be really talkative. Johnny Razza's wanted at the moment as well. Now, obviously, he made the mistake against Spurs. Spurs interested, so was City. And it kind of just shows how important this guy is. On paper, though, he's unbelievable. Does have a moment of madness in him. We saw it, obviously, last time. I don't think I'm going to sell, and I think he's going to be really good. Daniel Serrata is someone I definitely need to talk about too, because Tossin, who's club captain here, who is sensational. Where are you, Toss? Came to me and said on stream, Damien, I want to leave. I've achieved everything. I don't think we're going to win the Champions League here. I've tried my best. I want to leave to go and try to win the Champions League before I retire. I said to him, look, I can't promise you that because I don't know if we are ever going to win one. But if I give you a raise rise, will you stay? He said yes. He's now a regular starter. I'm going to switch him to a squad player. And what that means is Daniel Serrata, who we have done sensational with Gron. We had him in at a young age. We loaned him out for a season. We've played him, we've beaten him in the year before. Last season, he played even better. This year, he's probably one of the best centre-backs in world football now. At 21, he's physically a monster. He's sensational technically. This guy is going to play and be part of this team and be sensational. Jack Foster, obviously, as well. Another big thing. Jack's not interested in any other club. Jack is amazing. Jack's, is just so good. He's so good physically, apart from his fitness, obviously. Is amazing. He's just got the big free as well, the headering, marking, tackling with some passing is sensational. And I don't think Jack really got enough game time last year to develop either. Right? He only played 19 games in the league. He played a bit in the Champions League, average over a 7. This year, Jack and Daniel are going to play together. All right? Jack Daniels is playing together. That means Jorn, who is actually wanted at the moment by Chelsea, who are the best team in the world here. We're apparently ranked 4th now in the coefficients, which is really good. Are interested. Now, Jorn on paper, sensational. Elite centre-back. Can't get better. Probably not. He's up there with the world's best. He's always played well for me. But at 29, he's not brought me a Champions League. If Chelsea came to me and said, he's 100 million plus, I'll probably have to go, look, it brings the club finances back into the 60, 70, $80 million mark. It gives me enough room in the transfer market because we've got the money to spend still somehow, even though we don't have the money, to bring in a very capable 4th choice centre-back. If I bring in another guy that's 28, 29, or another younger kid to grow, I would be swayed to selling him, especially that him and Tossen's partnership is pretty much going to wane. Out Nouri, obviously, wanted at the moment, not selling for any money to Chelsea. No chance of that, especially with Chelsea being so good. I don't need to strengthen him even more. He's unbelievable as Nouri. And Beto, who had a lot of interest from a lot of clubs. Barcelona was sniffing again. I also think Man City was sniffing for Beto. The interest is gone. It went on yesterday's stream. This wonder kid has just physically gone next level. Because remember, he only had like 10 pace. It's going. Right, and just you can see at 20 that Beto is going to hit that 4-star, 5-star potential. So expect to see a bit more of Beto this year. We're going to definitely look to bleed him in even more and hopefully challenge Nouri for that spot and make us stronger. I have changed the system to the MacArthur system of the 4-2-3-1. It just works so well, I want to try it here with METZ. Adrianzinho obviously will play on one side because he's absolutely out. Well, he's just a worldie of a player. Not in his preferred role. He prefers to play as a DM. Don't really mind him playing as a box-to-box. We'll see how it goes here. First half of the year. If it doesn't, I'll switch back into the 4-3-3. Moriba on the other side. Moriba, though, didn't have the best of the year last year, but still not bad. And hopefully he'll be okay. Obviously, we've got Hadzic still, who I don't want to sell. He's wanted by a lot of clubs. Daniel Santoro is wanted by Spurs. Not going to sell to Spurs. Not going to sell him at all. He's probably arguably one of our best players. He's absolutely out as well. Obviously, Alessandro Manio, not wanted by anyone. He's just next level, man. And this guy is that good. That's the reason I came back to the save. I only got one season out of Manio, and it wasn't even his best. Imagine what could happen with his best. So there we go. Manio's there. He looks pretty good too. Obviously, Fabio Silva is wanted at the moment, and this is one that I would say that, look, his numbers have been declining steadily since the days of him scoring, 39 and 43, 46 and 49, 50, 40 and 45, 54 and 47, 53 and 53. All of a sudden, it's 24 and 30. 19 and 33, all of a sudden it's starting to decline. If I got, now I know we rejected 200 million for Fabio Silva, right, once upon a time. If I got more than 120 million, 130 million, I have the striking cartel in, obviously, Gareth Wilson, who I think long-term is going to be my number one striker just because of how good he is. At 22, and obviously you have Andre Martins, who is now playing properly for Portugal. He's the most well-rounded striker / centre attacking mid I've ever seen in my life, because he's so good at what he does in terms of bringing others into play with that passing and that vision, that I could chuck either one of them up front and just be like, cheers for coming. He's really good. This is the thing about current form and that, is that you get times where, I still know who my best go-to guy is you still get stuff. He's a leading player, loves a big game, right? When his form's good, he's 5-star. So, and a lot of that changes. So, if a big offer came in, Fabio could go. Aaron's wanted by City and Spurs like Johnny Raz is, so I'm guessing they're going to bid for both. I ideally want to keep both, but if Aaron got a big enough bid, I would let him go, even though he's pretty elite, and get in another backup fullback. I do have one coming in from PSG, which we'll talk about in a second. Jago, obviously, back up the Manio. We have probably the two best left wingers in world football, man. This guy is that good. When he's on form, he's also 5-star world class. He got so many assists for us last season, by the way. It's a long time ago, 15. We obviously got really good depth. You got Miller, who everyone's forgotten about as well. Colchid, he's only 21. He's going to grow. He's going to develop, provides good cover. The big ones for me is that Bradley White's wanted by a whole handful of clubs. We brought him on a free to sell. This is the guy that we could sell and get us back into the black here in France, which is good. Niles is worth 70 million, and I feel so sorry because he's so good on paper. But I can't play him ahead of Wanga, and I can't play him anywhere else. And he's so good at what he does. He's dead Dutch, right? Even though he's Belgium, he's dead Dutch, as the saying would go, right? Is that he just does everything that you need him to do. And I just think with the determination, the physicality, the technicals, he's out of this world. I really do love him. I think he's really good at what he does. The big one for me is Trincano's been floated around with some interest. And Trincano or Trinaco or however you say it, Francisco. I've always said Trincano because I'm illiterate and that's me. Even though he's done so many things for me, even though he scored the goal over the save and saved the save and all that sort of stuff. If the bid came in for more than 75, 80 million, I think I would take it. And mainly because, for those that don't remember, coming in on the ins is Ruben. Ruben played for Man United, for Real Madrid all his life. A Real Madrid protege. Has always come in and done well. He's played there, he's played here. And last year was his best year. He said to Real Madrid, I'm leaving on a free because you guys don't want to play me. Real Madrid went out and said, look, we'll play you if you want. He went and got a 7.28 for Real Madrid. Imagine what he's going to do here in France. And I believe he's coming here as a regular starter contract. He's just so good at what he does. He's so nippy. He's got great crossing, great dribbling. Where Trincano obviously is still really good and can provide that X factor. This guy can too and is younger. It's really hard for me to say that I will sell Trincano, but I can't sell Mustafa Hadzic. He's been at the club since day one. I love him. And he's actually made this right winger spot, if those that remember, his own, because we were training him there. So, we've got a lot of sellable assets. And that's the thing, Declan Rice, I wouldn't mind selling. We obviously brought him in panic when we were playing 4-3-3, and now it's 4-2-3-1, so I don't need him. We've got a few guys still on loan because the season hasn't clicked over, all that sort of stuff. So, the save is kind of in a very interesting spot, and that's why I've come back. Look, we're kind of going to a period where all these players that we put our big dreams in to win us a Champions League are now getting old. And they're getting, 29's not old for Jawoon, but, he fits with Tosin. They want to leave now. We can get some big money in, and there's some rebuilding that could happen, right? There's also the point to say that our squad's so good that we don't even need to do anything. If I didn't sign one player for the rest of the year, I still think our squad is capable of making a final and arguably winning the Champions League still. So it does not matter. Anyhow, it is what it is. We have New York in a day's time now as well. Smart, Damien. Don't even get to where the game needs to be. But we've got some things going in, people making bids, Nunez would be a centre-back I could go for, but, there's just not enough that there's nothing that really needs to be bought in just yet. It's all about if someone came in for Tosin, even though they just signed a new contract, they gave me a big enough bid at 30-odd, I have to sell. If Chelsea came in for Juan Todd and it was a big enough bid, I'd probably have to sell. If someone came in for Trincano, I'd probably have to sell. And all of a sudden, it's okay, who can we bring in to replace these sort of players? If I sell Fabio Silva, how well is Gareth going to do? Am I going to need another striker? We have a transfer offer. It's all seemed to be happening. This is not happening. I'm not selling him. There's no way he's leaving. Murray doesn't want to leave. Liverpool make a thing, and Gareth has got a big now. Wow, that come out of left field. Gareth has a bid from Spurs, and then all of a sudden, we could turn around and say, let's not sell Fabio Silva. We just sell Gareth. Now, Gareth, though, on paper, look, he's dogged. I love him. He's got great pace. He's got great finishing, decent composure. I think he's sensational. And with injuries, he can play on the left-hand side really well, and he's never played bad for me. But, someone who bought it on a free, we could sell him on now for big profit. What I am going to do is stall and talk about that one there with the stream, I think. But, that's a big bid. That's 40 million. I probably can talk him into at least 80. I definitely think I would take 100, so yeah. In terms of the team, I'm going to play Mori in goals, Johnny Raz, Daniel, Jack, and Nori, Mariba, Adranzini, Hadzic, Santoro, Maniano, and Silva. I don't know how many changes you can make. I would imagine this is going to be standard, free changes. We can name 12 like you would in the Champions League final. And yeah, so in terms of when we get through this episode, which we still got to play City, and obviously if we get through the knockout stage, I'll show you all that stuff too. Not in this episode, but in the next one, 82, because I think this is 81. I will definitely have some more transfer talk to give you. And once the season's got in, we start getting the Champions League group stage draw and that, we'll know what our squad's definitely going to be. I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty similar to what you see here. And apart from maybe Oglev coming in goal, that's probably your team that's going to try and win the Champions League this season. Probably. It also depends on the form of Caballero that's coming in as well, and if we find anyone that's sensational. Anyway, we have New York. On paper, we should be battering New York. I'm just going to go and find out who their best player is. It is Varquez. I was going to say it probably is. It is. We should be battering them, and then obviously the City game is going to be a very interesting test, Now, Martin's absolutely not ready. I think he can last a full match. Can't deny it makes things a little bit easier for me. How good is he? Yeah, he's decent. So yeah, it does make it. I'm focusing on what we can do. I have a mate called Tommy. Tommy, shout out time. Watches all my YouTube videos when he goes to bed. He's actually got angry that I haven't been uploading because of that. He wants 3D badly and told me, Damien, if you don't put it to 3D, I'm going to hit you, because we watch soccer together, or the football, in terms of Premier League. On Saturday night watching the Fulham game together, and he told me, look, so I'm going to put it on TV for now. I might try and change it and see what the stream want, but yeah, we'll go with that. Anyway, we're going to go to that. I'm expecting us to dominate. This is the McCarthy system, so this is going to be a little bit different to what I've kind of used in terms of everything else, all right, with METZ. And it's always been about heavy metal football here with METZ, high press, Fabio Silva really should have scored and doesn't, watching you. It's always been about high press, highly fast, pass into space, run the ball direct sort of football. We've played some possession stuff, but nothing like the McCarthy one. McCarthy one is low tempo, positive, aiming to have 70% of the ball. What can you do? Anyway, it's a good ball. Maniano's ball in, unfortunately, he's cut off, and there we are. Are we actually playing at home? I feel like the Club World Cup should be played at a neutral place as Daniel heads over. But this does look like our home stadium, so interesting. Anyway, started the game really well. New system. We are playing New York. It's a pulled 5 for Maniano, so hopefully he's all right. Ball in, Jack heads over. And yeah, I don't know. The system's new. I'm excited. I'm excited to bring it to you. A lot depends on if my girlfriend's going to call me after work or not once she's finished and all that. But I would imagine I'm going to be on stream tonight, and links down below YouTube. Come follow us, and I think it's going to be a very good time to get back in the swing of things. As Mustafa Hadji just puts it wide. That's always been the problem here at METZ, is that we've always created good chances, always missed. But Maniano, who's struggling, going to take him off at halftime, heads. Fabio Silva, what a save from the keeper, Paganini. And it's still somehow 0-0, 14 chances, but it's looking good. Good ball in, headed away. Only as far as Daniel Santoro, who has got a great left peg for those that don't remember. Good ball in, Fabio Silva, it's 1-0. Fabio gets his first of the season. These goals do count to the actual tally because these are competitive games. It is the Club World Cup. I do want to win it, if possible. It would be pretty funny for me that we can't win a Champions League yet. We rock up to the Club World Cup, which is only once every 3 or 4 years, and we go and just win it easy, like we're the best team in the world, which on our day we definitely are. And then I'll just sit here and go we get through a group with City, we go and win the Club World Cup. I'm spitballing, right, if it happens or not. And yet we can't go win a Champions League. So, yeah. Anyway, Maniano now, with the ball, gets inside, beats a couple, good run. Unfortunately, his finishes are wayward. But, I'm just going to look so forward to playing with his lot. And that's the thing, is that we've built such a team. And those people that remember Sunderland and Bright Lights, I honestly think this team on paper is better than the Bright Lights side that won the Champions League. I do, and that's crazy, There might not be the stories of a Mike Godin here, right? But a pound-for-pound player, there is players here that are better. Nicolas Adrien, Fabio Silva. Mbappe, mate, Alessandro Manio. And then if you look at the midfield, I think the midfield here is just out of this world. Fabio Silva, good touch, should finish. Look, if we're coming back to a Fabio Silva that's going to start scoring two goals a game ratio, we're going to be there or thereabouts. And I know we're playing New York, and I know that, it's not their hardest game to come back into. But, Fabio Silva the last 2 years had been missing this sort of chance. He'd been creating the space and then putting this one wide or putting it into the post or hitting it at the keeper instead of finding the corner. So it's nice to come here and first game back into the swing of things and, be 2-0 up, and it's 2 Fabio goals as well. Anyway, Maniano's going to come off, and I am going to get Legol in, like for like. Legol's really good, takes a lot of our corners and set pieces and all that sort of stuff. So I'm really happy with Legol coming in here, and he's picked up a knock straight away. Beautiful, both have. We have a few bookings at the back. What's new? Johnny Raz being booked. That's standard usual. So I am going to bring Aaron in before he gets sent off, because we know from previous encounters that he will. Daniel Andranzinho in the middle is not having his best game in the box-to-box role, but hopefully he will develop a bit better in there. I do think he's really good in there, just he lacks the finishing anyway. It's a good run from Hadzic, but straight at Paganini. But yeah, Pag's there, doesn't make a mistake. And in terms of our last change, he's recovered a little bit there. I'm going to bring in Juan, right? Juan is good. Juan knows what he's doing. He can play Mazzala really well. We're 2-0 up, so we'll go a bit more aggressive with the change too. We'll go a bit more aggressive in terms of his attackingness, and we'll go Mazzala in attack. But yeah, Juan's really good as well, and we need to develop him, and these are good games to do it. Anyway, this is going to be good for our fitness time at the start of the year. I think the goal for the league is just to try and go 38 games unbeaten. I honestly just don't care. As long as we win the league, I don't really care how we do it. Just go win it and try and win the Champions League. Anyway, Foster, Legal. Good overlapping run there by the fullback, but it was ignored, Nori. Mariba now into Juan. It wouldn't surprise me, he hits one from distance, doesn't he? It's a good save from Pagnani. For those that don't remember, Juan Gumila does have quite the shot in him. So does Santoro, so does Mariba. A lot of our midfielders, apart from Adranzinho, can shoot. Legal's ball in, Fabio doesn't win it. I am going to try and make another change or two here. I don't know if it will let me. Can Gareth come in? No, I didn't think so. I would imagine the Club World Cup, like I said, is going to be just, right? It's going to be, it's the Club World Cup. So, 3 changes, that's it. We're only 2-0 up, but I would imagine we're going to find something else. Legal here, who's also now injured, puts a good ball in. Daniel's header is greatly saved by Pagnani in goals. And, yet again, it's typical mess. We've dominated a game. You really should have scored, 5 or 6, and it's only 2-0. 3-0. Thank you for moaning it in, Jack Foster. Good ball from Legal. It's another assist for him. Beautiful. But yeah, the amount of times we've had games like this and this game finishes 2-0, or the amount of times that, in the Champions League we have a game like this and we don't score is ridiculous. So hopefully in the new system we just create that bit better of a chance. Who knows? But we'll find out. Anyway, it's been a good episode so far. 25 minutes. I'm going to aim to keep this episode as long as possible. I feel like the longer episodes do better. It's less editing for me too. And that is what we're going to do. And with that in mind, I do have City in a little bit. Maniana's going to miss that. Legal was only out for 1 to 3 days. Silva's on form. We're going to praise Silva's performance here because it was pretty exceptional. Good to see from the man. So until then, I will see you guys in a second. I'll be live with the stream hopefully too. Until then, YouTube, see you in a tick. Welcome back, YouTube. We are live on stream. It is the night. It is the day after. I didn't stream last night. Tennis went forever. However, we are back just before the Man City game. Johnny Raz's bid has come in, and it's a big bid, and we have to respond to it today. No, you would have remembered, obviously, Gareth Wilson got a bid. I asked Spurs for 120 million. Just negotiated, didn't suggest terms. Just negotiated. They came back and said, we'll give you 50 odd or 60 odd. I just said 120 million again, right? I want to see how much Spurs will give me for Gareth before I think about selling him. Look, I don't want to sell Johnny Raz. I don't think Johnny Raz is a sellable asset. However, I'm very interested to see how much he would want to go for. Now, my question is why would he want to go to City? It doesn't say here that he wants to go to City. Yeah, I wouldn't sell him either, Burger Breath. We're talking about Fabio Silva and not selling him for 200 million. And that comes up a lot. Yeah. I'm going to ask for 145 million off the bat. Alright? I'm going to ask for 145 million off the bat. They have withdrawn it. Beautiful. That's fine. I thought that was going to happen on YouTube, but I thought may as well come in and you guys can see it. Anyhow, I would expect Johnny Raz is going to get upset here that we price him out of a move. He hasn't. Beautiful. Even better. That has gone superb because it means he doesn't really care. Even though he says he prefers to go to City, he's happy to stay, which is great. I just don't think for a guy that is obviously one of the big names here at METZ, even though he gets sent off, and even though he's probably the reason why we got knocked out by Spurs last year, for those that do remember that. I always have to just think back 2 months worth of Football Manager and other gaming and stuff. Where for everybody on YouTube, literally I've uploaded 10 episodes in 2 days. So there you are. Johnny Raz obviously has done really well. And yeah. For those that are wondering, in the Club World Cup group, City did beat New York, but they won 3-1. New York actually scored in that game, by the way, in the 89th minute, which is a massive importance because it doesn't mean if this finishes a draw, we go through on goal difference, which is amazing. So that's always nice to know. And that's obviously a bit of slice of good fortune. Something we need in the Champions League is a slice of good fortune, and that is definitely the plan. Anyway, into the inbox we go. Gareth would come in again, 59 million, 45 up front with 14. Just going to reject it. It's not good enough. I'm not selling Gareth for 49 million. That is for sure. Aaron has got a contract till 2032. Could give him a new contract. He's currently on a squad player, so I'm going to let that go. And yeah, we're just going to continue in. We do have Manchester City coming up. It's a big game. It's our first game back on stream in a long time too, and hopefully we're going to be okay. There's not the next game, but the game after. And we'll see how we go here. Inbox here, we've got a fitness test. Manio's actually been past fit enough to stay on the bench. Legal is not fit enough for this one here either. Interesting. His condition's not bad though. This one, the kid, by the way, is working for 20 million on the transfer fee. I've clicked France instead of his name. Well done. Antonio, maybe. If I was to sell Gareth, Antonio's definitely someone I could go and buy, 17 headering, great physicals, great dribbling, great stuff. He is really good at what he does. But we'll wait and we'll see if Gareth gets more money or not. That's something you might see next episode. Anyhow, Manchester City coming in. Big game this one here. Manio's not fit. I am going to give Legal the start, even though he's not 100% fit either. He's very good there. And hopefully he'll be alright. I think I'm also going to give Oglev this game here over Mori. That's just because Oglev needs the fitness. It's still pre-season as well, right? And obviously players that can come in here. Couple boys on yellow card dramas. I am going to play them all anyway, because I would imagine we're going to get an easier tie than Manchester City in the next round, which sounds a bit crazy. Anyone else here? Not really. One thing we did talk about with the stream is that because Niles is so natural in this role in here, you may see Niles come in and play a bit more minutes, which I'm happy with because I do love Niles, even though you got Andre Martins and Gormila and that. Anyone else that's not fit? I will say that Santoro is not 100%, but he's fine. Anyone else really struggling out there? Not really. There's a couple of lads that are on 89, 88, but that's good for their fitness. I think that's what we're going to line up with. Oglev, Raz, Sarata, Foster, Nori, Mariba in with Adranzinho, Hadzit, Santoro, Legal coming in with Fabio Silva up top. Score prediction in the chat, as always. Let's see what we can do. There's also going to be a new outro for this episode. We have got Rodzi, who's in the Discord. Links down below, of course, to go follow the Discord. We're also live on Twitch down below. Go give it a like. You know the spiel, right? Rodzi's actually made us an outro for the rest of the mess save. And definitely something I'm going to use. And he probably is that good of an outro that I am going to do that. And I'm going to use it for a very long time, I feel. Anyway, Mr. Shadow, who is Rodzi, reckons that we're going to win 3-1. Kenny Bolland, for those who don't remember, is definitely one of the names that everybody remembers on the save because Kenny Bolland's out of this world. He did have more pace than that. I'm guessing he had a bit of an injury and he's come back. But yeah, he's obviously sensational. He is just like next level move. Big money from Newcastle to come here. Scores goals at City. He is really good. Is Kenny Bolland. For those who don't remember, Sahaley's in here and he's been at City for a very long time. Yeah, 500k. We tried to sign him. He said no. One of the few that we tried to sign that have ended up at City. So Haley's there. Bloman, another. Bloman's actually gone to Schalke for 100 million. Those that remember Bloman. We got Vinicius Jr. Hugo Rios, who's at City. I tried to sign. He actually went to Bayern first. But yeah, you got Gradle, who, yeah, another one of the lads, the Ivorian lads that I tried to sign. But yeah, Man City got him for 275k instead of coming to me. Ronnie Lopez, or Roberto Lopez. Wanted, loan listed, which I found is very interesting. Another one of the guys that I kind of at a young age was like, look, come to me. No, went to Atlanta, then went to City. So yeah, like there's a few lads in that lineup that we do recognise. Obviously got Saka on the left. People might be interested to see how Saka's developed. There you go. He's obviously very good as a fullback. Interesting. We can probably get at him. And Edison's still Edison. Even though he's physically declining, he's still a great keeper. And there we are. So we're up against it. People may remember Raheem Sterling's on there. Luca Pellegrini's on there. Eduardo usually starts for him. Lautaro Martinez is still around at a very old age there as well. There he is. He's still sensational at 31, man. Like, he should be starting. And yeah, so they've got a very good team. Obviously, our team's very self-explanatory with a couple of slight tweaks. And hopefully we'll be okay. So we have a couple of score predictions in the chat. We have a 3-1 win and a 1-0 win predicted by Burger Breath and a 3-1 win by Shadow Reaper. We have some history with City. For those that remember, we knocked them out in the Champions League this season. We made the final and lost to Chelsea. We beat them 4-1 at home, playing that 4-3-3 diagonal, which I still have around. And I do think, like, in certain games, it's probably usable. And then, obviously, we lost 2-1 at Stamford Bridge. We lost 2-1 at Etihad, or the Manchester of City Stadium. And then obviously we lost to Chelsea, hence why I sent Stamford Bridge in the final. But yeah, there we go. And then we got knocked out by City in the semi-final in the corresponding year. Got pumped by City, so in the semi-final. So yeah. Anyway, we're underway here, and Johnny Raz throws down the line, looks for Fabio Silva, and does find him. Actually going to slow... No, that's fine. Moriba finds the goal, and it's a good ball in a Hadzic. Good touch. Beats a couple, and in the end puts it wide. The frames aren't 100% great here. I don't know why. It's struggling a little bit here, the computer. So sorry for the jumpiness. We should be okay. It's not like my computer to be jumpy, that's for sure. Been noticing it a little bit more of late, though. Anyway, out Nori in the Moriba. It's a good tackle, but in the end, Moriba keeps it. He's such a big, strong lad. We need a better year from him this year. Adranzinho now on it. Great name, love it. As this box-to-box should still be good. Anyway, Santoro on it with Hadzic. Good ball, tackles, falls. Fabio Silva, Hadzic! Oh my, he's blasted it wide. And it's still 0-0, 13 minutes in. But it's a good start, especially in the new MacArthur system that we have used, tried and tested at MacArthur, and here we are. The rain falls here, Moriba picks it up, and he goes back in the Jack Foster, and he runs with it, very physical, driving from deep. And it's a big boy out there to Johnny Raz. In the end, well kept, and Daniel's on it, and we should get past the City press here. In the end, the ball to the fullback, Johnny Raz was on, but we've gone back to Oglev. It's okay. It's a good ball from the keeper and Adranzinho. So Daniel Serrata again finds Hadzic for a great little chip ball, and Hadzic beats one and comes inside. Beats a second. Yes, he does. Does he beat the keeper? No, he doesn't. Edison's made a great save. The goal picks it up. In the end, he's tackled and it's cleared. And that is going to be that. Nunez picks it up. Is that the highlight, though? Maybe not. As Nunez beats a couple, gets to the halfway line, it is the highlight. Made me commentate for no reason, Football Manager. Watching you. Anyway, dominating the game, 60% of the ball, 7 shots 2 against a very good City side. It's not 100%, but it's very good. It's good to see. We have a tight calf strain on somebody. I don't know who. Vinicius Jr., though, has played in here. The ball, Johnny Raz doesn't do enough. Daniel Vinicius picked off by Johnny Raz, though. And that's a defensive mistake. Oglev, though, makes a great save to keep us at 0-0. That's just typical mess right there. One little mistake in a game, you're dominating against a big side. We usually concede, but Oglev makes a great save. Johnny Rez now finds Hadzic. We are on key highlights, I would imagine. I'm hoping we are. Adranzinho now has picked up the tight calf strain. We'll get him off, maybe. Hadzic, though, good ball. Fabio Silva, if he gets there first, he does. Edison, what a save. Proving he's still the best keeper in the world. We are on key highlights. One of the best keepers in the world, and there we are, 30 minutes played. It is still 0-0 somehow in this game. The goal's ball in. Fabio Silva's there, and he scores this time. It's 3 goals in 2 games for Fabio Silva. I will admit, it is the Club World Cup, but they do count to your statistics as they are competitive fixtures, and we are finally 1-0 up. It's a great ball in from the goal. It's another assist for the signing from Dortmund, and Fabio puts it into the top bin, and we're 1-0 up, and Burger Breath, if it stays like this, is going to be correct in the chat. As it stands, though, it's another highlight, and it's Max Gradle inside the Nunez, and away we go into Tromiov. It's a ball that should be dealt with by Johnny Raz. Interesting clearance. It falls to Santoro, and this is where he's so good. Daniel was running at people, and here goes the Argentinian superstar. In Daniel, in the end, his effort is pretty tame on that non-preferred right foot of his, and it still is 0-0. Still is 0-0. It's 1-0. We're ahead, Damien. Come on. That's a good ball from Edison, and here comes City again to do what they do best, build out from the back. Good ball in a Gradle. Finds there Sahali. Great ball in Vinicius Jr. I need Oglev here big time. In the end, it's pretty tame from Vinicius. And Oglev makes a good save. And it is 0-0 still. 0-0. 1-0. We'll get there. Rustiness, ladies and gentlemen. Rustiness of not streaming Football Manager. We can't even remember if we scored or not. At half-time, I will guarantee you it is 1-0. And I guarantee you that we have had the better of the half too. City, though, definitely came back into it the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the half, though. I'm going to tell them I'm very pleased. I am. Adranzinho, obviously, with that calf strain, I think I definitely can take off here. We could go with a bit more of a defensive change in the middle of the park. That is for sure. But I think what we're going to do is get Niles in. Niles is very good. He can sit in and do a job. I'm just going to get him in there. And yeah, especially if I was moving back to 4-2-3-1, Niles would definitely get used a little bit more. I do like Niles. I have a soft spot for Niles. But if the money was to come in, you definitely couldn't say no because we haven't used him enough the last couple of years. However, we've now gone back from 4-3-3 into this. We probably could use Niles a bit more. Anyway, 55 minutes played, still 1-0 to the good. And if this guy ticks away like this, we're pretty happy. It doesn't though, and Saka's corner in there, headed away from Daniel, but only as far as Mr. Saka. And he's going to be able to whip another one in here of quality, is he? Beats his man, he does. Beats 2 in the end. Daniel does well yet again, thumps it away, but only as far as Lopez, who does well. And it's a ball again to Saka. Third time lucky maybe for the winger there. Vinicius Jr., Borges, good hit. puts it just over the bar, I think Oglev would have been beaten. But we're still 1-0 to the good. Just going to tell us to demand a little bit more here before we make our second change. You know, come on, boys. Make sure that you just tighten up that little bit. Bernardo now with a good ball in. Alvarez there. Oglev makes a great save. Does well to actually claim it as well. Still is 1-0. And he actually goes long direct and he finds Hadzic. We're actually 3 against 3 here. Mustafa Hadzic. Fabio screaming for it and was ignored. Oh, Hadzic. Got to play him. And now it's Junior down the other end. Vincius going on a run. Still with Vincius. Finds Raheem Sterling off the bench. Finds Troy on this right-hand side, or Troy Fimov. In the end, it's headed by Kenny Bollard. It's in. Oglev was caught diving the wrong way. Standard usual for a METZ goalkeeper to have a moment of craziness. I'm not saying that he should save the header, but just watch Oglev here. I don't know where he's diving to. In the end, the ball comes in. Just, where are you going? Where are you going? In the end, it's 1-1. As it stands, though, we are through the group at 1-1. City have been the better side since about the 30th minute mark. With that in mind, I am going to make a second change. Andre Martins loves a big game. He's going to come in like for like. Santiro's looking a little bit legless. So we are going to make that change. And I'll wait for my last change, that's for sure. We could also bring in one Gomila, but I'll do this for now. I think one could come in for Moriba. Or we could get Trincao on the right-hand side. Legal's also feeling very legless too. Who do we bring off here? We could also bring Gareth in and move Mustafa Hadzic to the other side. That probably makes a bit more sense. We do that and get Gareth in. I think that's what we are going to do. Just think with explosiveness, Trincao would be a smart option. But yeah, you should top the group with goal difference if you draw the correct, Mr. Shadow. Correct. Anyway, Edison on the ball. Good ball in there, the Trinov, who's moved into a bit more of a central role by the looks of things. Alvarez now. Back to Edison. We're keeping them honest, but they're very good at building out. And Lopez there again. We just need to come across, which we don't do quick enough. And Saka now has space. And Saka's second half has been brilliant for City. It's a good ball over to Sterling. I need Oglev big time here. And in the end, we're conceded and we're probably out now. What's new? It's a typical METZ performance of dominating one half, being shit in the other half. Big side scores, couple goals, and it's game over. There we are. City too good. City too good, huh? It's just another typical performance, huh? Can we find one late doors, maybe? Move us to attacking. I doubt it highly. I'm not going to go through the bus, am I? Is there a late drama? There might be. Johnny Raz. Froze. Andre Martins. Johnny Raz. Fabio Silva. Do something. In the end, it's headed away. Alvarez. Mariba picks it up. And tell you what, Nori's in a good spot here if he can get a ball in. He does, Fabio Silva. Come on. Literally just said, if Fabio Silva's on the park, you just never know. There we go. It's 2-2. And that should be the point that gets us home. It is a great ball here from Mariba to give Nori the time. Just a present mind to drill it along the floor as well to Fabio. Just taps it in. And there we go. We are through the group, maybe. Maybe it's a new METZ side. It's full time. It's 2-2. It's a game that probably has deserved the draw on the whole. And Fabio Silva scores another brace here in the Club World Cup. And I'm happy with that, for sure. Yeah, I'm ecstatic with that. And there we go. We should get through the group here on goal difference, don't we? We qualify for the quarterfinal. Brilliant. Hopefully we get a pretty easy draw as well. And yeah, we're going to praise Fabio again. Brilliant. Just brilliant. Maybe all we needed was to give Fabio Silva 2 months of not playing Football Manager for him to go, yeah, I need to score 50 goals in a season again. Look, I'm happy that they've done well. As long as we can competition, we still can maybe do something. All we can do is pick ourselves up. We haven't got any other choice. I wouldn't call less. It's all about moments of special. He was outstanding again today. And there we go. So, do we get a draw for that right now? Hopefully there is a draw for that right now. I'm not sure when the draw is for the quarterfinal. I'll find out quickly. So we go to stages. And we go to the quarterfinal. It is going to be first in Group B. Right. So we got first in Group B. Who's in Group B? Oh, wow. We're going to play either... Right. So we're going to either play the South African Premiership champions in Stella's Football Club, or we're going to play the Brazilian side in CEC, who I think would have definitely won a cup competition of something last year. Their best player is this guy, Gasparini, who actually looks pretty decent as a 24-year-old striker. He's okay. And their hot prospects, Jose Agosto, who is a midfielder at 17, who, look, I'll give him a scout, but he doesn't look that good. Look, we should get through the quarterfinal then. If anything, I do think I would rotate this side for the quarterfinal. It is pre-season, and I do need those players' fitness. What I am going to do is I am going to save the game and end the episode here, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to send you into the new outro created by Rodzi, one of my great viewers here, Mr. Shadow. Look, if you want to join the Discord, it's a great community, and this is the stuff we talk about and do, and, we support each other like this. The link's down below with all the other links. Like and subscribe. I'll be back next episode with the whole entirety of the knockout stage of the Club World Cup. Either if we go out in the quarterfinal, we make the semi, or the final when we win it. It'll all be in the next episode. I'll see you then for it. Thank you, and goodbye.